Howdy y'all, welcome to a special edition of Rock Education. Today, I'm going to review a person. He's quite possibly the best metal guitarist taken from us way too early. I'm talking about Dimebag. Let's get this going, man. Darrell Lance Abbott, also known as Diamond Darrell, Dimebag Darrell, or simply Dime, born August 20th, 1966 to December 8th, 2004. Was an American guitarist, best known as a founding member of the heavy metal bands Pantera and Damageplan. He also performed in the country music band Rebel Meets Rebel. Abbott frequently appeared in Guitar Magazine and in Reader's Polls and wrote a long-running Guitar World magazine column, which has been compiled in the book Riffer Madness. Remembered for his amiable nature and rapport with fans, Abbott has been described by critic Greg Prato as one of the most influential stylists in modern metal. On December 8, 2004, Abbott was murdered on stage during a Damageplan performance at the El Rosa Villa in Columbus, Ohio. Dimebag was born to Carolyn and Jerry Abbott, country music musician and producer. He took up guitar when he was 12, winning a series of local guitar competitions, where in one he was awarded his first Dean ML. Coincidentally, his father had bought him a Cherry Burst finished Dean ML standard the morning before the competition, so he only had a few hours of playing time on it. These and other contest prizes for his first Randall amplifier are the two staples of his style and sound. Abbott formed Pantera in 1981 with his brother Vinnie Paul on drums. The band began in a glam metal style, but by the late 80s showed a greater influence from thrash metal acts such as Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, as well as traditional metal bands such as Black Sabbath and Judas Priest. Pantera subsequently became a key formulator of the post-thrash subgenre of groove metal. It would not be until 9 years after forming that Pantera saw its first piece of commercial success in its 1990 major label debut, Cowboys from Hell. Pantera's groove style came to fruition in its breakthrough album, A Vulgar Display of Power, released February 25th, 1992, which saw the replacement of the power metal falsetto vocals with a hardcore-influenced shouting delivery and heavier guitar sound. In '94, Abbott dropped the nickname Diamond Darrell and assumed the nickname Dimebag Darrell. Pantera soon began to suffer from mounting tensions between band members in the mid-'90s, largely due to Phil Anselmo's rampant drug abuse. In 2003, the group broke up. Anselmo left the band for other projects such as Superjoint Ritual, and Down. A year after, brothers Vinnie and Dimebag formed Damageplan, a heavy metal band, which also used the Pantera-style groove metal sound. The Abbott brothers recruited former Halford guitarist Pat Lockman on vocals and Bob Zilla on bass. Damageplan released its debut album, Newfound Power, in the United States on February 10th, 2004. Which debuted at number 38 on the Billboard 200, selling 44,676 copies in its first week. When writing music for the new group, Dimebag said, quote, "We wanted to stretch out and expand our capabilities to their fullest," end quote. Abbott was also an avid consumer of alcoholic beverages, as exemplified by his invention of a cocktail. The drink consists of one shot of Crown Royal whiskey, and generally with accepted without an additional shot of Seagram 7 whiskey, with a dash of just enough Coca-Cola to darken the whiskey's color, known as the Blacktooth Grin. Pretty good. Shortly before singer Phil Anselmo joined Pantera, Abbott was invited to join Dave Mustaine's thrash band Megadeth. Abbott was willing to join, but on the condition that Mustaine also hired his brother Vinnie on drums. As Mustaine had already hired drummer Nick Menza, Abbott stayed with Pantera. In '92, Pantera teamed up with Rob Halford of Judas Priest for a track, Light Comes Out of Black. Abbott played all the guitar parts. Rex Brown played bass, Vinnie Paul played drums, Halford sang lead vocals, while Phil Anselmo sang backing vocals. The song was released on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer soundtrack on July 28, 92. In 96, Abbott contributed to the Ace Frehley song Fractured Mirror to the Ace tribute album Spacewalk, a salute to Ace Frehley. Then in 97, a new Ace Frehley tribute album called Return of the Comet, a tribute to Ace Frehley, was released. The two Abbott brothers covered Ace's song Snowblind on track 7. On and off between 96 and the formation of Damageplan, the Abbott brothers and Pantera bassist Rex Brown teamed up with country singer David Allan Coe for a project called Rebel Meets Rebel. In 2000, the album was released May 2nd, 2006, on Vinny's Big Vin Records label. Abbott played guest guitar solos on several Anthrax songs from their John Bush era. Quote, King Size, end quote, and, quote, Riding Shotgun, end quote, from Stomp 442. Inside and Out and Born Again Idiot from Volume 8, The Threat is Real. Strap It On and Cadillac Rock Box, with a voice intro from Dimebag as well, from We've Come Out for You All. In a recent interview, Anthrax bassist Frankie Bello said, quote, Daryl was basically the sixth member of Anthrax, end quote. Abbott also performed a solo on the titular track from King Diamond's Voodoo album. A sample from a guitar solo played by Abbott was used in the Nickelback song Side of a Bullet, and also played guitar on Nickelback's cover of Elton John's Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, along with Kid Rock. In 99, Pantera recorded a theme tune for their favorite ice hockey team, the Dallas Stars, called Puck Off. The song was eventually released in 2003 on the album Dallas Stars Greatest Hits. In 2000, Abbott played the guitar solo on Believer for the new Randy Rhoads tribute album, not the Ozzy Osbourne album. Vocals were done by Sebastian Bach, rhythm guitars by Kane Roberts, drums were by Michael Cartaglione, and bass was by Michael Bringardello. This was the only track that Abbott contributed on this album. Shortly before Abbott's death, he went in the studio with a band named Permission to do guest solo on a track titled Eyes of the South. As you can tell, this is being a big episode. The original guitar player choices for Liquid Tension Experiment by Mark Portnoy. Abbott's musical roots were in country western. He supported the local music scene in Dallas and would sometimes record with local musicians. You'd have to say, that's damn decent of the guy. On December 8th, while performing with Damageplan at the Alrosa Villa in Columbus, Ohio, Abbott was shot on stage by an outraged Pantera fan named Nathan Gale. Abbott was shot 5 times, including once in the head, killing him instantly. Damageplan's drum technician John Cat Brooks and tour manager Chris Paluska were injured. Gale fired a total of 15 shots, taking the time to reload once and remaining silent through the entire shooting. To avoid being injured or killed himself, Abbott's brother and bandmate Vinny Paul was taken to the bar/kitchen on the other side of the club. Jeff Mayhem Thompson, the band's head of security, was also killed in the incident while engaging in hand-to-hand combat with Gale. Alrosa Villa employee Eric Halk was killed after charging Gale after running out of bullets, expecting Gale to reload more slowly than he actually did. Audience member Nathan Bray was killed while trying to perform CPR on Dimebag and Mayhem. Shooting took place coincidentally on the same day as the shooting of John Lennon, who had been shot 24 years before. Abbott had once said that in a Guitar World interview that if there was no Ace Frehley, there'd be no Dimebag. Abbott's grave is located at the Moore Memorial Gardens and Cemetery in Arlington, Texas. Alright, time for my final thought. Sorry about that, folks. Time for my final thoughts. Dimebag was an awesome guitar player, one of the best. Sad that he was taken from us too long, but his music will live on. Other than that, I have nothing else to say, but one last thing. This is a rocker saying, if you ain't rocking, you ain't living.